Hello, and welcome to WaterMeterLog. Today we're going to go over a couple of steps on how to create your first meter, as well as how to create your first set of filters. Filters can be useful for when you're setting up your meters and you would like to sort those meters by the day of the week, the name of the farm, the grower name if you're a crop consultant, or by the area in which the meter resides. So let's go ahead and create a filter and give it a name. I'm going to use the name of the farm here, but you can use anything you'd like. I also know that I'm going to be creating meters later that will belong to a different farm. So I'm going to go ahead and create a filter now for future use. Once I have my filters created, I'm going to go back to the home page, and the next thing I need to do is actually create a meter. If this was a pooled allocation, I would check this box here. This would allow me to create a set of meters that all belong to the same allocation. For today's purposes, we're going to create a single meter with one allocation. The allocation the state has given me is 200 acre-feet. I'm going to enter that here. And for the allocation begin date, I'm going to set this as January 1st. In the state of Kansas, most allocations come with a calendar year, so your beginning allocation date will be January 1st. There are instances where you would have a different beginning allocation date, and you would set that here appropriately. I'm going to enter 1 for the years in allocation. There are instances where you would have multiple years in allocation, and you would define that here. So let's give the meter a name of example meter. You can call this anything you'd like. This is for your references only and is helpful for identifying which meter you're actually working with and keeping records for. I'm going to set the state of the meter. This is where the meter resides. And I'm going to enter my permit number. The permit number is an optional field and is something that the state would have given you to identify the meter. This is useful for when you generate a report at the end of the year via our application, which would then allow you to transfer that information to your actual report for the state quite easily. I'm going to go ahead and enter 125 acres for the acres watered and give this a location description of southwest 125. The location description is for your purposes only. If you had a meter with a similar name as the meter we're creating now, this would help you identify which meter you're working with. We'll go ahead and give our well output of 300 gallons per minute. For meter units, it's going to vary with each meter that you have. So it's going to be based on the meter you have. For this purpose, I'm going to use acre feet. And here's where I'll go ahead and set the filter. I know that this meter belongs to the farm 1, so I'm going to set the filter for farm 1 and hit submit. Once we're back at the home page, you can see that a couple things have changed. We actually see our meter here that we just created. We can see the percentage of the water used, and we can see the time remaining in our allocation. Because I set this as a January 1st allocation date, beginning allocation date, I only have 12 days left in the allocation. Generally, you'd be creating these more towards the beginning of the season, and so you would see a larger number of days left. The first reading we create is going to be the baseline reading for all of our other calculations. So the first reading entered will actually still show 0%. But the second reading you create will then have a baseline for that calculation, and this number will likely go up. So if I wanted to sort these meters, if I had multiple meters here and I wanted to sort down by the farm name, I could come over here to the filter by and select the filter farm 2. Now there's no meters here because I haven't created them yet, but had I created them, we would see only meters that belonged to farm 2. So if we go back to farm 1, we can see the meter that we created with the filter of farm 1. If you would like any more information or more specific details, please contact us at the email below, or you can use our web application. If you go to the top left of the screen and click on menu, and then come down to the help icon, you can actually submit a ticket. Thank you.